Welcome to the Debits Uncategorized Transactions training. This video covers the complete bookkeeping workflow for categorizing, reviewing, and approving transactions imported from QuickBooks Online. I'll walk you through company settings, the 3-tab pipeline, inline editing, bulk actions, transaction splitting, the client experience, email notifications, attachments, and the review and approval process. Let's get started. When a company connects QuickBooks Online to Debits, transactions are imported based on the account types and start date selected during setup. Any transaction that hasn't been assigned a category in QBO arrives in Debits as uncategorized. The Transactions page uses a 3-tab pipeline: Categorize, Review, and Approved. Uncategorized transactions land in the Categorize tab. Once an accountant assigns a category and saves, the transaction goes directly back to QBO. Clients can also categorize their own transactions, but instead of saving to QBO, they click Send to Review. The transaction then moves to the Review tab, where an accountant verifies the work and either approves it or sends it back. Once approved, transactions appear in the Approved tab and are finalized in QuickBooks Online. This fits naturally into a monthly bookkeeping cycle: process transactions weekly, review client submissions, and close out the month. To get started, navigate to the Bookkeeping section in the sidebar. You'll see the Companies page listing all connected companies. Click the Add Company button in the top right corner. A 3-step wizard opens. The first step is to connect your QuickBooks Online account. Click the green Connect to QuickBooks Online button. You'll be redirected to Intuit's login page to authorize the connection. After authorizing in QuickBooks, you'll return to Step 2. Choose Settings. Set the sync start date to control how far back transactions are imported. Then select which bank and credit card accounts should sync as uncategorized transactions. Step 3 lets you invite a client. Enter their email address and click Invite Client to send them access to the company. If you don't need to invite a client right away, click Invite Client later to skip this step. Once finished, the new company appears in your companies list with a card showing the company name. You can now click into it to start working with its transactions. Before working with transactions, let's configure the company settings. From the Transactions page, click the gear icon next to the company name to open the Settings panel. The Company Profile tab shows details synced from QuickBooks Online: the company name, logo, DBA, financial year start, accounting method, and currency. These are read-only and reflect what's in QBO. Under General Settings, you'll find the Sync configuration. Choose which account types sync as uncategorized, typically bank and credit card accounts. You can also set a sync start date to control how far back transactions are imported. The Missing Fields section defines which empty fields trigger the uncategorized status. If a transaction is missing a category, vendor, or description, it will appear in the Categorize tab. Below that, Excluded Accounts lets you hide specific accounts from the category dropdown. The Client Permissions section controls what clients can do when categorizing transactions. Toggle each field on or off: vendors, customers, categories, classes, and departments. This determines whether clients can create new entries or only select from existing ones. Finally, use the sync controls to manually pull the latest transactions and entities from QBO. This is useful when you've made changes in QuickBooks and want them reflected in Debits immediately. To access uncategorized transactions, navigate to a company from the sidebar or company list. Then click the Transactions tab in the company navigation bar. You'll land on the main Transactions page with the company name displayed at the top. At the top of the page, you'll see 3 tabs: Categorize, Review, and Approved. Each tab shows a count of transactions in that status. The Categorize tab is selected by default. The table displays each transaction in a row with columns for vendor, description, category, date, amount, docs, and an Actions column with the Save button and a 3-dot menu. You can filter the table by vendor, category, date range, or amount using the column filter controls. There's also a global search bar at the top right for quick lookups. The category column has a drop-down on each row. Click it to open a searchable list of QBO accounts. You can type to filter, and you'll see the account type displayed next to each option, like expense, income, or accounts payable. The vendor column also has a searchable drop-down. Start typing to find an existing vendor, or use the green plus icon to create a new vendor directly in QBO without leaving the page. The description field is an inline text area. Click into it to type or edit a memo for the transaction. The original bank description appears below as a reference. Click the expand chevron on any row to reveal additional fields. Here you can set the class, location, or department and customer. You'll also see tax and billable status options, if those are enabled for the company. These expanded fields give you full control over how the transaction maps to your QBO chart of accounts. When you're satisfied with the category, vendor, and description, click the green Save button on that row. This writes the categorized transaction directly back to QuickBooks Online. For efficiency, you can select multiple transactions at once using the checkboxes on the left side of each row. You can also use the header checkbox to select all visible rows. A blue banner appears showing how many rows are selected, along with a clear selection link. Next to the company name, you'll see a Select Action dropdown and an Apply button. The dropdown lets you bulk set a category, vendor, class, department, or tax code across all selected transactions. Choose your action, pick a value, and click Apply. The change is applied to every selected row instantly. When all selected rows are ready, click Save All. Debits will push all changes to QBO in a single batch. Keep in mind there's a limit of 30 transactions per batch for performance reasons, so if you have more than 30 selected, they'll be processed in groups. Sometimes a single transaction needs to be split across multiple categories or classes. Click the three-dot menu on any transaction row and select Split. The Split modal opens and asks whether you want to split by category or by class. Choose your split type, and you'll see the original transaction amount at the top. Add split lines by clicking Add Transaction. Each line gets its own category or class assignment and an amount. The amounts must add up to the original transaction total. Debits validates this for you. When the split looks correct, click Save. Debits creates multiple line items in QBO, each with the correct category and amount. The original transaction is replaced by the split entries. Now let's look at how to manage client access. From the Transactions page, click the Settings gear icon and navigate to the Client Users tab. Here you'll see all users who have been invited to this company. To add a new client, click the Add Client button, enter their email address, and choose a role. Client admins have full access to all uncategorized transactions and can invite other users. If you select the staff role, a new field appears, Payment Accounts. This lets you restrict which bank or credit card accounts this user can see. Staff members will only see transactions from their assigned accounts. The Users table shows each client's email, role, status, and when they were last active. You can quickly see who has accepted their invitation and who still needs to respond. Use the action icons to edit a user's role or accounts, resend an invitation if they haven't responded, or remove them from the company entirely. When a client logs into Debits, they see their task dashboard. This shows an overview of what needs their attention, including any uncategorized transactions waiting for them. From the Bookkeeping page, the client sees company cards. Each card shows the number of uncategorized transactions as a badge, making it easy to see which companies need work. Clicking into a company brings the client to the Categorize tab. They see the same transaction table, but with permissions limited by the company settings you configured earlier. Clients can edit the category, vendor, and description on each row. The fields available depend on the client permissions you set. For example, they may or may not be able to create new vendors. The key difference is that clients don't have a Save button. Instead, they click Send to Review. This moves the transaction to the Review tab for the accountant to verify before it goes to QBO. You can proactively notify clients by sending an email reminder. Debits sends a branded email with a direct link, so clients can log in and start categorizing immediately. Switch to the Review tab to see all transactions that clients have submitted. Each row shows the category, vendor, and description the client chose. Take a moment to verify the client's selections. Make sure the category maps to the correct QBO account and the vendor and description are accurate. If everything looks good, click the green Approve button on that row. The transaction is saved to QBO and moves to the Approve tab. If you need to make a correction, or if a client made an error on an approved transaction, you can click the three-dot menu and select Return to Review. This moves the transaction back so the client can fix it. For batch processing, select multiple review transactions using the checkboxes, then use the bulk Approve All action to approve them in one click. This is especially helpful during month-end when clients submit many transactions at once. When clients submit transactions for review, Debits automatically sends you an email notification listing the companies with transactions ready for your attention, along with a direct link to review them. Each transaction row has a Docs column. Click the file icon on any row to upload documents directly. You can also drag and drop files onto the icon. Debits supports PDF, PNG, JPG, and DOCX formats. You can attach up to 5 files per transaction with a maximum size of 5 megabytes each. After uploading, you'll see a file count and a view link in the Docs cell. Click View to open the attached documents modal. Here you can see each file's name and size, preview files in a new tab, or delete them. Attachments help maintain an audit trail and make it easy to verify transactions during review. Let's recap. Uncategorized transactions flow through a 3-tab pipeline: Categorize, Review, and Approved. Accountants assign categories and save directly to QBO. Clients submit to review, and accountants approve or return. For best practices, categorize transactions weekly to keep books current and avoid a backlog at month end. Use bulk actions whenever possible. Selecting multiple transactions and applying a category in one batch is significantly faster than editing rows one at a time. Enable the vendor-required setting in company preferences. This ensures every transaction has a clean vendor assignment, which keeps your QBO data organized. Consider enabling client self-categorization. When clients handle their own routine transactions, it saves your team time and keeps the workflow moving. Thank you for watching.